All right, game picks for the week. Before we get into today's video, guys, I just want to give a special shout out to today's sponsors, starting with Goldfine and Bowles, Lawyers for the Injured. Personal injury, workers' compensation, those are their two things, but any sort of legal advice, they're the people to call. Give them a phone call, 309-673-5144. Tell them we sent you, okay? And I'd also like to shout out SeatGeek for sponsoring today's video as well. Use promo code PlaybookSports on their website to get $20 off your first purchase of $30 or more. Let's get back to the video. Sage still in first place, up on me by 4 games, but Addison's coming.
Oh, yeah.
Addison's seven games back now.
Hey,
All of a sudden, he's here.
Really?
Yeah.
7 games back of Sage, a couple games back of me. Colin, you're getting there. We're getting there.
Piece by piece.
You're now just 19 under 500 instead of 27 like you were 2 weeks ago. That's
Greatest
impressive.
comeback story of all time. We got, 8 weeks to go?
Yeah, we got
Sure
plenty of football. Plenty of football. We know what happened Thursday night. Baltimore covered the 3.5. Sage and Colin were on Baltimore. Me and Addison and Bobby were on Cincy. Would have loved to know, Cincinnati, that Joe Burrow wasn't fucking playing. That would have been great to know beforehand.
Take that
Take
pick.
the pick.
Take
Take
that
the pick.
Come
Take
on,
that
take
pick.
it. Yeah. All right. First game Sunday. AFC North matchup. Pittsburgh at Cleveland. Surprisingly, as of right now, Friday, Cleveland 1.5-point favorites at home. What are your thoughts, Addison, on this game?
I see why Cleveland is favored, that defense, and that
It's
roster is
ferocious,
elite, but
yep.
man, it's Pittsburgh's just offense not being able to do anything, even when given opportunities with short fields. I'm going to go Cleveland here. I think this is an opportunity with their schedule, one of the few they've got, where the defense could really make an impact.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be weird, though, because when these teams play, both defenses show up. I'm taking the home team -1.5. I love the roster. The run game, I don't know, man. They're going to be stacking the box, though, for Pittsburgh because there's no threat. Quarterback, I'm still taking Cleveland. Just give me the roster, give me the run game in a close game, a field goal, some bullshit.
Yeah.
Dustin Hopkins scored 20 points in fantasy again for me.
That'd be great.
Yeah, seriously, a lot of field goals. That's what I'm going to assume in this game.
I've got a bold take for this game. So through 9 games, Pittsburgh has not outgained a single opponent in yardage. They haven't outgained a single opponent.
Yeah.
They're going to outgain Cleveland and lose. They're going to outgain Cleveland. First time all year, Pittsburgh outgains their opponent, and they will lose to Cleveland, covering the 1.5. That's what's going to happen. They should outgame them with the offense. Jalen Warren was officially named the starter over Najee Harris.
Yes.
So great
That's the
first
right
round
call.
pick. That's the
It
right
is, it
decision. They're going to outgain Cleveland, and they're going to lose this football game. Give me the Browns. Sage.
I'm actually going to go to Pittsburgh over here. And I'll tell you why. Mike Tomlin's record against rookie quarterbacks is
It's
undeniable.
True.
DTR has started 1 game this year, and it was against the Ravens, and he lost 28-3, and he looked rough. Right?
He had Nick Chubb.
Bad.
Really
Yes,
bad.
he did have Nick Chubb for that game.
for that game.
Unfortunately for him, he did play the Baltimore Ravens defense.
True.
Now, I'm not saying the Pittsburgh Steelers are on that level, but they know how to play against a rookie quarterback.
Oh, yeah. I think we'll have those boys ready.
And I think Wills is still out.
Yeah.
So TJ Watt's going to have himself a game. He's going to be seeing ghosts, and they cannot run the ball when you're that one-dimensional. So give me Pittsburgh in this game, go into Cleveland, and give me those 1.5 points.
I like that. Colin.
I'm going Pittsburgh as well here. Mike Tomlin with his devil magic. DTR instead of Watson. Now we get Jake Browning in 2 weeks instead of Burrow. Somehow this asshole always goes over 500. He's going to do it again this year, and I hate the Steelers because I'm a Cowboy fan. I share that resentment with you as a Raven fan. But somehow they're going to do it, and they're the most fraudulent 6-3 and going to be the most fraudulent 7-3 team.
And then Cincinnati, are they going to be 8-3 somehow? I don't understand
They
it.
play the Bears.
And then they play the Bears.
Oh, the Steelers getting the 1 seed.
Are the Steelers going to be the number 1 seed in the AFC? Worse than the Titans a couple years
Oh,
ago?
no, Steelers don't play the Bears. My bad. I'm thinking
They don't?
Browns.
Oh, okay.
Can you imagine?
The
Oh
Steelers
my
will
God.
win this game. Over/under is 32.5, which is that's like an Iowa football game.
Wow.
It was
Wow.
33.5 yesterday.
It's
So
sharp
Well, I'm
money
saying
down.
is Pittsburgh's defense going to score 14. Like, I'm
Right,
pretty
that's
sure they
it.
did
That's
that
going to
first
be the
matchup,
key. Is Pittsburgh's defense going to score? That may be the whole key to the game.
I bet on that.
I'm
Whatever
bet on that
team
too.
offense scores 1 touchdown is winning this game.
Yeah, I could get behind that.
Whatever
This is going to
team's
be
offense scores
16-13.
Yeah.
this
A lot
might
of
be the
field
game
goals and one
to
touchdown.
bet on
No
no
touchdown.
offensive touchdown.
Yeah.
A lot, yeah, I can see it.
I
And
can
a
see
defensive
it.
touchdown.
A defensive
Give me a
touchdown, maybe. Let's just parlay those two. No offensive touchdown and a defensive touchdown.
What do you think?
And make a bunch of money.
I want to see what the odds
We're
are.
going
Yeah,
Abu
I'm
Dhabi,
curious.
yeah.
Abu Dhabi, baby. All right, next up, we've got an NFC North matchup. Chicago Bears going to Detroit. Detroit minus 7.5. I've got to go Detroit 7.5 here, and I'll probably be wrong because every time I pick a Bears spread, I'm wrong, regardless if I pick against them or if I pick for them. It's just how it goes. Took them last week to cover, or the week before that to cover. I don't know. Every time I pick the Bears, I lose. So give me Detroit minus 7.5 because there's no way that they should not cover this. Detroit can score with the best of them. They can score with anybody in the league. What will the Bears' offense look like with Fields back? I don't know. It's in Detroit also. Could be a high-scoring game. Give me Detroit to cover here, and probably not. But Sage.
Yeah, I'm going to roll with you on Detroit right here, minus 7.5. I think, hey, Justin Fields is playing. That's great. I hope he does put up some good yards. But I really just don't see it happening with how Detroit's been scoring. I mean, they put up 41 points last week against, granted, the LA Chargers,
really bad defense
who is
also.
bad. But let's be honest, is Chicago that much better than LA? Probably not. They've been tightening up their screws a little bit, which I do appreciate to see. They're putting in the effort still. My sleeper of the week is in this game.
Ooh.
I know. So you may hear me talk about a little Darnell Mooney later on.
Oh, little Mooney. Oh, baby.
I'm excited for that. I hope that happens, but I think it's going to happen because they're going to be so far behind that they're just going to have to throw it.
Sure.
And that's why I think the Detroit secondary has been attacked so much, is because you got to keep up with it.
Yeah, exactly. They score points.
Right,
So
exactly.
it's like, yeah.
So once they score their first 2 on the ground,
Yeah.
with David Montgomery and now Jahmyr Gibbs getting goal line work,
I know. They're
Ooh.
finally using him. Can you believe it?
crazy.
Unbelievable.
Give me Detroit.
Detroit. Colin.
I'm going Detroit as well here, home team, in-division matchup. It is a big spread here, but I just know what Detroit is moving forward, and I'm not quite certain what Chicago is at this exact moment. Montez Sweat has been fantastic since that trade, so
Great pickup.
thanks, Washington, for giving them up in division. Appreciate
that's
you
nice.
guys.
That's nice of them.
But I just feel better about Detroit. I feel like they could put up 30-plus in this game offensively, and I think that'll cover 7.5 in Chicago.
Yeah, I got you. Addison.
So I'm going Bears.
Okay,
Obviously
good.
Homer, because one, they're going to be in the hunt.
You
but
got to be in the
two-
hunt after this one.
No,
All the way
Detroit,
back.
they do love to establish a run, and surprisingly enough, the Bears' run defense is one of the best in the league. Andrew Billings, the Bears have extended him. You just got to give him a shout out. That man is a beefcake on the line, and he shuts down the run. I mean, himself alone, because he's got rookie D tackles to the left and right of him when he's out there. He's doing it a good job, so I'm hoping Bears defense can slow the run game down, make Goff throw the ball. They're going to be able to, and they're going to move the ball. But as it just 7.5, it's a lot of points. So I'm keeping,
In divisional
hoping
matchup.
that Fields can do enough for the offense to score some points. And Detroit occasionally goes 3 and out because they can't get the ball moving like they want to on the ground. So I'm going to go Bears plus the 7.5, take a lot of points.
Yeah.
Pray.
I like it.
Yeah.
Divisional matchups are
Yeah, you
always
never
a
know.
little tighter than you'd like.
I'm going to trust Dan Campbell and say this comes down to the 4th.
Yeah,
They win
he
by
did
7
say
or
it. He
so.
did say
Come on.
it. So, all right, and then Bobby's on Detroit, so it's you riding solo with the Bears.
Come
I
on.
love it.
Lone wolf in it.
Yeah.
Oh, next up, we got an interesting spread. It doesn't make a ton of sense. Chargers at Packers. Chargers minus 3 on the road. Bobby's taking the Chargers. Sage, who are you taking here?
You know, I got to roll with the Chargers here, too. I will say the Chargers secondary, much like Detroit, has been not that great.
Yeah,
Um,
bad.
In fact, they've allowed about 4 more fantasy points to quarterbacks than anyone else. You know,
They were
by
32nd
average.
ranked pass defense in the NFL.
It's pretty bad. So Jordan Love, I will say, like, he's only bad when it's close. So if they can win big, I think they have a shot.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen, though.
Right.
I think Matt Stafford is playing in this game. Kyron Williams still out, but that'll boost up, Pakua and.
Oh, wait, this is the Chargers.
Yeah,
Oh shit!
Chargers Packers. Sorry, I figured you had it. Oh man. All right.
Yeah, never mind. I'm wrong LA team.
That's all right.
Yeah,
Regroup.
Justin Herbert. Now I feel even better about this.
Yeah.
Actually,
Yeah.
actually, no.
Chargers.
Give me Chargers -3, 100%.
Yep.
I'm way more shocked that it's -3.
It's only 3 points.
Yeah,
don't know.
I mean Green Bay, they can keep up with how bad that defense is, but that means their receivers got to stop dropping balls.
Right.
You know, they're dropping everything that touches their hands, and Herbert's just going to score willy-nilly on them like he did last week. I think QJ's going to have himself a breakout game this
He
week.
has to because Keenan Allen might be out for this
Exactly,
one. So I guess
exactly.
we'll see. Colin, thoughts on this game here?
I really don't like the Packers at all.
Yeah, agreed.
They've showed me nothing this year. They
Nope.
started off the first couple games a little hot.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, maybe.
Here we go.
And then they've been nothing since. They went into Pittsburgh last week. I picked against them from the moral lock, and it hit. I just don't think they're talented.
Yeah.
Offensively, defensively, I think there's very mid on both sides of the ball. LaFleur might be coaching for his job.
He might
Yeah,
be.
sooner than later, man.
Yeah.
And I don't know if the Chargers are either. Like, they should be much better than they are. I'm taking the Packers here, and it's not even the dumbass pick of the week.
Oh, okay. Respect. I like it. I like
And
that.
I'm like
Wow.
1-9 on Packers spread picks this year.
Yeah,
so
just
take that with a grain of salt.
Totally backwards on him. Addison, thoughts on this one?
You're definitely not wrong about LaFleur, Colin, because Green
Definitely
Bay,
coaching
man,
for his
it's
job.
been utter success there for the last 2
Yeah.
decades plus. So
Losing
we're
season
talking,
does not sit
that's
well
just
with
not
them.
okay, and it makes me grin even more because you brought up the success Green Bay had early. It was against the Bears. Packers fans' hopes high. Jordan
Way
Love,
high.
elite.
Here we go.
No, Jordan Love, ass. Don't care that it's the 32nd rate secondary for the Chargers. I'm expecting them to have a big impact and multiple turnovers on Love from a defense that doesn't create it in the secondary. It's just Love will throw the ball to the other team in a moment when he should not, and Green Bay just cannot. They cannot take advantage of short fields either. Pittsburgh was doing the same thing. It was two teams not moving the ball, both short fields, and teams can't do shit on offense. And the Chargers, they can do stuff on offense. They can score a lot of points. -3, disrespectful. Give me the Chargers. Big Austin Eckler game.
Yes.
If Keenan Allen is out, even if he's not out. Austin Eckler, a lot of points, a lot of receiving yards, maybe a touchdown or two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. And you know what's funny is I was considering going Green Bay until Colin reminded me of his luck on picking Packers spreads.
Yeah.
I've
It
ridden
makes
with
me
you a
feel so
couple
much
times,
better.
and every time I pick with him on these games with the Packers, I lose. It's like me and the Bears. We lose. So I'm going to go with the Chargers on the road here. Chargers playing for their playoff lives.
Yeah.
You know, right now they're only a game or a half a game behind the Bills and the Bengals for the 10th seed. So they're right there, right? No. They all are going to miss the playoffs, which is awesome for me. But Chargers -3 at Green Bay, who really is bad. They're playing for a good first-round pick at this point. I don't know how much Green Bay really wants to win anymore. They're not going to make the playoffs. They're not a team that anybody's afraid of. This game reminds me a lot of the Chargers-Jets game we just watched.
Yeah.
Chargers won that, 27-3?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Chargers are going to win this one by 3 because they're going up against a team that can't score, and they score a lot of points. They're coming hot off of a game against Detroit where they put up 38 points. Chargers are going to, I think, boat race them, honestly.
They scored 27 against the Jets.
Against the
I get
Jets.
it, the offense is inept there.
Right.
The defense can't do it over and over. But eventually, and Herbert was 2 for 2 in the red zone. They scored touchdowns when they were in the red zone against a good defense.
Herbert didn't even play. He only threw for like 157 yards.
Yeah.
Didn't
One of
play
his-
great.
Metrics-wise, it was one of his worst games.
Yeah.
But just big-time plays on third down, doing it against a good team.
Mhm.
And defense-wise,
And they still
the Jets, and you're
dominated.
going to do it against Green Bay. Good luck.
Yeah.
So, I think, go ahead.
Go ahead. No,
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 you
you
go
go
first.
You go first. You go first. You go first.
I was gonna say I think Aaron Jones played his last good game week 1.
Yeah, no
Yes.
joke, man.
Since then he has done absolutely nothing. He looks slow,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's lost
which
his
I
step.
have not said about Aaron Jones in his entire 7-8 year career.
He's been awesome. Yeah. I really
Running
wanted
back
him in
wall.
fantasy, and I
Running
didn't
back
get
cliff.
him. Yeah,
Yeah.
he's fallen off that cliff
Kind of
for sure.
dodged a bullet.
I did. Colin, what were you going to say?
I was just going to dispute the 27 against the Jets because they'd have a defense and a
Yeah,
special
that's
true.
teams.
That's
So
true.
they really
That
scored
is
10
true.
on
That
or
is true.
15 on
True.
offense.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's true.
Fair point.
But
That is true.
still, 27-3 is a beatdown.
A beating, right.
I
all
think
right.
it's probably a better coach team as well. I think
Yeah.
the Jets are probably a better coach than the Packers.
I agree.
Yeah, probably. I think the
End
Packers
of the day,
are
I'd take
falling
Salah
apart.
over LaFleur. I would. It's close.
It's close.
It's very close.
Salah's.
I would.
But Salah, like, LaFleur's got a winning record because of what he had
Yeah.
when he joined up.
Salah's been put in very hard situations.
Salah's been
that
put in
most
really
coaches
hard
do not have to deal
situations.
with.
Really hard
He went to the
situations.
Jets, yeah.
Right, and the Jets have been
Dude, you went to the Jets. That's
Yeah.
bad.
You signed
his
up for
defense,
a
he was
You
like
chose
being a
this.
good
You
defense,
chose
man.
this.
You
And he
signed up.
refuses to back down from Zach Wilson. Refuses to say, you know what, let's give someone else a shot. There's got to be someone out there who can play a better quarterback than Zach Wilson is playing for us right now. There has to be.
Carson
And
Wentz
he's like,
tried.
nah.
Oh, man.
And he's like, nah, Zach Wilson's our boy. Alrighty, so all of us except Colin on the Chargers in this one. Great. Next up, Vegas, traveling to face your Miami Dolphins. Right now the line is Miami -12.5, and I'm going to go first. And you know it's Miami in this spot. It's Miami at home. 15-2 in their last 17 home games. The only 2 losses were against Minnesota last year with Skylar Thompson, Teddy Bridgewater taking turns playing, and then the Tua concussion 3-pick game against Green Bay. Only 2 losses at home in the last 2 seasons. We're not playing a great team in the Vegas Raiders. That new coach smell is starting to wear off a little bit.
It is.
Their dirty feet are starting to stink up the car some. It's a Raiders team that loves to run the ball, but also gives up a shit ton on the run. They give up 136 rushing yards a game. Devon Achane is back. He is at practice. He is playing. Achane and Mostert are both good to go. Our entire offensive line, at least the tackles, Armstead, Williams, and Austin Jackson are all good to go. If Max Crosby doesn't get home, no one gets home. If you watch the Dolphins preview video I put out, their leading sack getter is Max Crosby with 9.5. Second place is linebacker Robert Spillane with 2.5.
Yeah.
No one else gets home. And Max Crosby lines up across from Teron Armstead. So we need an Armstead game for sure, but if we can just run the ball down their throat, this game could get out of hand early. It's Aiden O'Connell going up against the Vic Fangio defense that is figuring it out. Last 5 games, they've only allowed more than 21s. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Sage.
I think I'm going with Miami right here. I think the biggest takeaway that I got from what you said is Teron Armstead is back.
Yep,
You know,
good to go.
that is the biggest difference maker on your entire team.
Absolutely.
Honestly.
He's huge.
Because if he's not supporting that offensive line, if he's not protecting Tua.
And against Max Crosby also. That's
exactly.
a tough matchup.
Because if you're going... Most teams have a premier pass rusher.
Yeah.
At least one.
Yeah, at least one.
So if that guy can take over a game, which
It's
is
a
how
big
you
deal.
beat Miami.
It's a big deal, yeah.
But, hey, if he's in check, I'm taking Miami right here. Again, like you said, Las Vegas cannot stop the run. You're getting Devon A-Chain back. I keep wanting to say A-Chain. It just sounds better.
I know. His nickname would be A-Train. It'd be fucking awesome. You can't stop the A-Train, baby.
Now it's...
God.
Does he have
A-Chan. No, there's
gross.
nothing there. Why do we not say the E? I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't think Marcus Peters is playing in this game either, so Las Vegas is down yet another defender.
Yep.
I think Miami's going to cleanly sweep this.
My prediction was 35-17. I've seen that a lot, which is crazy.
I'm just hoping Devontae Adams gets a few more passes than.
I'm sure he'll get some garbage time at something.
They look like they're having fun at least.
They do, and good for them. The Raiders have had a fun
good time in Miami before the game starts.
If you think about it, the Raiders are 5-5. Dolphins are 6-3, so we have one more win, and we are 13-point favorites. That's crazy to me.
Yeah.
But I don't make the spreads. Colin.
Yeah, you mentioned it. Miami at home is much better than Miami on the road.
Yes.
At noon, sun on the sideline of the Raiders.
Yep.
Off a bye for Miami.
Mm-hmm.
It's Miami minus a 12.5 for me.
Yeah.
Enough said.
Yeah. Do it.
You know me. What I'm doing here. I'm going Raiders plus the 12.5. A lot of points.
A lot of points.
I'm going
to
to go
spread.
Give me a Tua pick in this game early in the game so that it's closer than it needs to be early. Miami gets the lead late. Things slow down. They keep the ball long in possession. Get a field goal. Keep the things close. Las Vegas scores late. Gets me a backdoor cover for that 12
like a 27-17
Yeah,
final,
some bullshit
something
where
like that.
just a Tua pick early where it's just, man, a little miscommunication here. Results in the pick. Raiders get a touchdown out of it, and then the Dolphins have to crawl out of the hole. Yep. They do get the W, but Raiders going to cover that 12.5.
Okay, I like that. Bobby's with you.
You know what? Keep the points. Raiders money line.
Raiders money
line.
line.
Raiders plus the 12.5.
Yeah, you'll take those points. Yeah. A lot of points.
Yeah, need them.
Need them. Next up, we've got an NFC East matchup between two real titans. New York Giants, the G-Men, going to Washington to take on the surprisingly frisky Washington Commanders.
Sam
Howell leading the league in passing yards right now.
Yeah.
I don't think they've had their bye week yet.
That's just because of the no bye.
Right.
Yeah, but still up there.
Still up there.
Yeah,
That's
still got to be there. Yeah.
They'll probably still be top 5 even after their bye.
No, 100%.
I mean, that's impressive what they're doing. Giants coming off of an absolute ass kicking at the hands of Dallas, which didn't surprise anybody. We all kind of figured that would happen. Tommy DeVito, living at home, probably went home and cried in the basement of his parents' house. I would. I wouldn't go to any games if I'm them
Mom
because they're
doing his laundry and he's crying in the
and he's in
room.
tears playing Xbox, tears streaming down his face. He just got smoked. And you know what though? He's gonna cover this one. They're gonna cover the 9.5 here. They just are. It's a divisional matchup. It's gonna be close. Washington is not Dallas. Washington doesn't have the defense of Dallas. This will be an ugly game. What was the score of this one earlier? 14-7.
Yeah.
Ugly game. Mm-hmm. Giants haven't lost anybody on defense. Yes, it's in Washington. I just still, for some reason, I know Sam Howell has great numbers, and I already said it. I just am not a believer. I'm just not a believer. Not yet. And no, the Giants aren't impressive at all. And the Giants stink, which makes me think they're going to cover this game, cover the 9.5. Yep. Give me the Giants. Sage?
Yeah. I'll let you know who I'm picking in a second. But I'm going to start with Sam Howell. You know? Am I a believer? Absolutely I am. Okay. Because he is leading the league in passing, but he's also doing it with arguably the worst offensive line.
Yeah, terrible offensive line.
You know, absolutely terrible line. Terrible defense. He's getting the ball a lot. Of course, they have to come back. Come from behind a lot, you know, so he's throwing the ball a lot. That's not entirely on him, but Eric Bieniemy definitely has his footprint on this offense. It's showing all over the place. He's got great weapons, and that helps a young quarterback as well. Yes. What I will say is, on the defensive line, they have a terrible defensive line as well.
They do.
You know, I mean, they traded
away Sweat and Young.
And Deron Payne is vastly underperformed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like, they paid him.
Overpaid,
underperformed.
Overpaid, underperformed.
And that's scary to me right now. You know who is doing very well right now? It's kind of Saquon Barkley. Saquon Barkley, he's running kind of the best he has in a few years with, granted, another bad offensive line.
Terrible offensive line, no quarterback.
But when you look at, these might be the 4 worst lines in the entire league right here going at it.
Yep.
And when it comes to that, I'm expecting very low scoring. And when there's only, 20 points scored in this game,
9.5 is a lot to cover.
9.5 is a lot to cover. So I'm going to go with the New York Giants right here. Tommy DeVito is going to get himself a touchdown, and so is Saquon Barkley.
I love it. Colin.
Yeah, I'm going Washington here at home. I don't think the Giants are very good. We saw it last week, and we've seen it the week prior as well, getting throttled by the Raiders, who I don't think are very good either. Washington going home, they just stuck it out with Seattle out west last week. 9.5 is a big spread, so that does scare me a little bit, but I'm going to go with the 9.5 at home.
Okay, I like it. Addison.
So you're not wrong. A lot of travel there for Washington going back and forth.
Right. True.
I am going to take Washington minus 9.5. When you bring up Sam Howell, one thing that I think proves he's legit, the way he moves in the pocket when pressure's there. And I know it's crazy. I think the bad offensive line of Washington is setting him up for success in the future if they get him a good offensive line, because he's learning how to navigate through the pocket, step up. His eyes are up, and he's moving forward in the pocket. You see veterans do that. This guy's doing it on a bad team early into his career. The Giants are so pitiful. Saquon is going to have a good game, but I just think Washington's offense is going to be enough. They're going to look at that 14-7 game and be like, that's not us. That's sickening. We can go out and score 24. And you said it, the Giants' defensive line sucks, so maybe Sam has a little bit more time to create. Give me Washington minus 9.5 at home.
Yeah.
And the G-men, man.
They're
Brian
bad.
Dabble, how quick it goes. Matt Nagy, man.
Yeah.
Coach of the year to want you fired the next year, man. And that's how the NFL is.
Sam Howell right now is 17-9 touchdown interception ratio. 4 of those came in one game.
Yeah, against the Bills.
You know, theoretically, you take that one game out.
Right. He's
only got
awesome
5
season.
picks. He's having a really great season.
He's balling, and I was very vocal about not believing in him. And while I'm still not on the Sam Howell as a franchise quarterback train, he has been much better than I had given him credit for.
I think he's at least played to the point where Washington
definitely gets another chance. No, definitely gets another chance.
You're not looking anywhere.
No, I mean, there's not going to be anything available for him.
Yeah, no, for
truthfully.
real.
And then they're not going to have a high enough draft pick to get one of the
do
studs.
anything.
So I think they're all in on Howell, at least
Give
for the
him
next
more
couple
here.
seasons. Yeah, if they could get up for that pick, that'd be crazy. All right, next up, we've got Dallas at Carolina. Dallas, 10.5-point favorites on the road here. Carolina, though, this is a big stat, and I know it's silly and doesn't make a whole lot of sense, but it does make sense. Dallas on turf is unstoppable. Dallas has so much defensive speed when they play on turf. They fly all around the place. Carolina just recently switched from a grass field to a turf field.
Oh.
And I absolutely love that for this game. I'm not going first. I'm going to let Addison lead us off here.
Okay.
But that's just a key point that I wanted to mention.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
even if they were on grass, I'm taking Dallas minus the 10.5. It's just Carolina's offense. Can they score 21? Because I could see Dallas scoring 35 again. They're humming right now. Dak looks very good, top 10 quarterback level, looking like a guy that I've been saying for years could
can win
win
with
you a
him.
Super
Yeah,
Bowl.
yep,
So
yep,
it's that he's on that list of quarterbacks. He's proven it right now. CD, love him, and love Cook showing up. If Brandon Cooks can show up like this the rest of the year, and they have a legit second option across the CD, watch out. Watch out.
Good to see him going.
Want Tony Pollard to do more.
Yes.
But Dak's doing a lot through the air, so I think he's going to do it again against a bad Carolina team. Dallas is going to have the ball quite a bit.
Yep.
Bryce Young, good luck.
Yeah, right. Against that
Good luck
pass
against
rush.
that defense, man. You're going to get sacked, and here comes a turnover
Micah
or
Parsons
two.
is
Yeah,
coming.
turnover or two for Bryce Young in this
Yeah,
game.
I absolutely agree. I'm all in on Dallas minus 10.5 here. Dallas, it's kind of like the narrative that Miami's had. It's Dallas is just not just beating bad teams. They are
Destroying.
kicking the shit out of bad
Yep.
football teams. They are leaving no doubt every single time. And that's what you should do to these bad teams. You know, we're not the Bills who are blowing games to the bad teams, barely beating bad teams. They are blowing out bad football teams. What is Carolina? They're a bad football team.
Yeah.
It's Dallas minus 10.5. Sage.
Yeah, I agree. You said exactly what I was going to say. They blow out bad teams. I mean, they played the Giants twice, and they beat them by a combined, 89 to 17?
Oh, my. Oh, my.
Which is the
That's
biggest in Cowboys history for a season sweep.
Only 7 of those 17 come with timeouts late.
Yeah, late in the
Yeah,
fourth quarter,
right.
down 40. Yeah.
I was sitting here upstairs watching. I'm like, oh, Dallas just goes down and scores. another
Yeah,
touchdown.
yeah.
Right.
Save,
Why are we
saving
calling
the clock.
timeouts?
Yeah, may as well. Let's
The
do it.
only bad team they haven't really blown out was the Cardinals,
There's
and that's
the
the one
Cards.
blip on the record,
Yes.
honestly.
Right.
I think if you take that away, if they end up winning that game, which they should have, let's be
Yes.
honest,
Yeah.
this Cowboys team is formidable,
Yeah.
which is why I am going to take Dallas right here. Carolina, they don't have anything to stop what Dallas is doing right
Nope.
now. They're humming on all cylinders. I wish Trayvon Diggs never got hurt.
I know.
Gosh,
I
this team would
know.
just be a different level.
It'd be fun to watch.
It would be very fun to watch, but I'm literally, that's what I'm gearing up for, is just anytime they play a team, I'm just like, just keep building these up for when
Yeah.
we play Philly,
Keep stacking.
because
Keep
it's
stacking.
gonna come.
Yep. Agreed. Colin, are we clean sweeping the Cowboys again?
Oh my god.
We did it last week. Big
So you
success.
want me to switch? You want me to switch?
No. I don't believe in the clean sweep jinx. I'll say it here on air.
I agree.
don't believe it.
I agree.
I'm going to take Dallas. I'm going to take Dallas as well in this spot. Excuse me. I don't think Carolina is very good. I think if you take away Adam Thielen, their pass game dies. This could be another game like last week where Bryce Young, best of luck to you. CeeDee Lamb, welcome to the show. First receiver ever with 10-plus catches, 150-plus yards.
Three straight
games. Also, Brandon Cooks having more yards last week than he did the first 9 weeks combined is insane.
Awesome. Means he's ready
thank
to
God.
go. Finally, using him.
Dak's just taking deep shots up 35-7.
Hell
just
yeah.
getting drilled in the ribs, and it's like, okay, brother.
Knock out. You're done.
Jake Ferguson looks
Let's pause.
Jake
Jake Ferguson looks really good, thank God. Because the first 8 weeks, I was like, I really wish we had Dalton Schultz.
Really wish Dalton
we let
Schultz
this
had
guy
re-signed.
walk,
And then the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks, it's like, okay, thank God.
Right,
But
Ferguson's
yeah, I like
here.
Dallas here in this spot. Like you said, it's a bad team, and we know the narrative.
Yeah. And it won't change after this week for either of our teams, probably. Next up, we've got an AFC South matchup. Tennessee going to Jacksonville. Right now, Jacksonville minus 7 points. This one's hard to call for me.
It is.
Because Jacksonville, what have they done this year to impress you? Nothing. They haven't done anything. But the Titans are really a bad football team.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Jacksonville at home minus the 7. I desperately wish it was 6.5. Just desperately wish I could tease that down a smidge. Maybe I will in a bet. But give me Jacksonville to win and cover against Tennessee. I just don't think Tennessee's very good. I just don't. And their record proves it. They're what, 3-6? No good. So give me Jacksonville. Sage.
So I'm going to take Jacksonville here as well, half-heartedly, because, like you said, Tennessee's a bad football team, but Jacksonville has given me no reason to believe in them.
I agree.
And the worst part of that is that Trevor Lawrence has given me no reason to believe in Trevor Lawrence.
Yes.
When he came out, he was supposed to be this
Football Jesus.
this godly,
Peyton Manning.
best thing since Peyton Manning,
Yep.
best thing since John Elway, best thing since Andrew Luck.
Yep.
And all of a sudden he comes in there and, he had a bad first season. Well, let's blame it on
Blame on Urban Meyer. Right. Last year, great. Here he is. He's arrived. Top 5 quarterback guaranteed. Yep.
But when you think of moments that Trevor Lawrence has had, when has he put the team on his back and won a game?
The only thing I can think of is that Chargers playoff
game.
The playoff game.
That's about all.
That's it. That's the only one I got.
That's about all I've got, too.
Yeah.
And even then,
The Chargers had to
the
blow
next
that.
week, I don't know how much of it was him doing it, or the Chargers just
he
absolutely
threw
choky.
3 picks in the first half. 3 or 4 picks in the first
Exactly.
half.
He put himself in that situation to have to throw.
He
to
did it
make
on
that
purpose so he could look good.
Nah. But I'm just looking at all these quarterbacks that are supposed to be generational, and they don't have the moments. Justin Herbert doesn't have these moments. Trevor Lawrence doesn't have the moments. He's thrown not even 10 touchdowns this year.
know.
That's bad.
No.
I mean, Travis Etienne, granted, he's been gobbling them up.
True. But still,
If
he's
you
got
have
great
this
weapons.
guy,
He's got
he
good
should be
weapons.
tossing it down the field. You've got Calvin Ridley, you've got Christian Kirk, you have Zay Jones. Well, he just got arrested. But
So we'll not have him going
Evan
forward.
Ingram,
Evan
too.
Ingram,
Their
still.
offense has the weapons.
you have weapons and you're not using them. And it's making me think, why is this a run-first football team when you have Trevor Lawrence?
Right.
Yeah.
When was Joseph Adai a run-first running back with Peyton Manning?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, this was supposed to be the 4,500 season.
Yeah, the
from
big year.
Florence.
40
Exactly.
pushing 40
He got
touchdowns,
touchdowns.
MVP
Instead,
He was my MVP
conversation.
dark horse.
Yes.
Instead, we're going to talk, if he gets 18 touchdowns, hell of a second half.
Yeah,
You
wow,
know
he
what I
really
mean?
was great in the second half of the season.
Doubled his numbers. It's like,
Yeah.
ooh.
When's the last time you heard Calvin Ridley's name?
Well, I was
Week 1?
so
Week 1.
high on him, too. Where has he gone? Is he just not getting open? Is Lawrence just not hitting him? I don't know, man. I don't know. But Jacksonville, they really opened some eyes with that loss to the Niners. It's like, oh, okay, maybe this isn't a very good team. Maybe they're just not there yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. Colin, thoughts?
SeatGeek, dumbass bitch. Give me the Titans who are 0-5 on the road this season to go into Jacksonville. Jacksonville's got shit pumped by the Niners. They're going to come out. They're going to bounce back, right? No. Mike Vrabel, in division rival. Give me a 7-point spread. Don't give me the money line. Give me the 7.
Nope.
I like Tennessee to keep this close on the road. Probably lose outright. They're 0-5 on the road for God's sake, but keep it within the 7.
Oh, baby.
Alright,
Wow.
like it.
Now I feel bad about my pick. That sucks. Addison, thoughts on this one?
So Tennessee last week, sort of Levis getting humbled a little bit by that Buccaneers defense and just team in general, looking like a rookie. I look at Atlanta and Tampa Bay, and I see Tampa Bay slightly less ash than what Atlanta is. So when you look at Jacksonville, I think they're better than both those teams. So is Levis going to be able to have a good game against maybe the best team he's played yet? I don't know. I'm going to go Jacksonville minus a 7 in an answer game. I do want to see something from Lawrence here. This
Yeah,
is a team that
time
you
to see something.
Yeah, it is. And looking at their schedule, they've got a couple tough games. I mean, they play the AFC North pretty much the rest of the way. So, and the Texans are on there, and the Titans twice. So it's division opponents, and And the AFC's stacked. This is a game they need after getting, like you
Who
said,
plays the AFC North the next few games?
not the next few games, just the rest of the year.
Rest
They
of the
play
year,
the
they still have to play
Bengals,
the
Ravens,
whole-
Browns.
Jacksonville?
Yeah, Jacksonville does. And it's like, okay, man, that's 3 tough games.
Tough ones.
Players go out in stretchers in those games.
No,
Yeah, they
no,
do.
seriously,
Every week.
Roquan said it, man. That's just what happens
That's
when
what
you play the
happens when you
Ravens
play the
defense.
Ravens,
And it's true.
You hurt.
But Jacksonville need this one here, and I'm going to go need it big time for the confidence to cover that 7.
True.
So,
Yeah.
give me Jacksonville.
I will say it's funny on the Patrick Queen because they were talking about Joe Burrow getting hurt, and he literally threw the ball and then grabbed his arm, he threw it. He's like, "Yeah, that's what happens when you play us, Bucko." It's like, you didn't even touch him.
Did
It was a non-contact.
Have you guys seen the video of apparently Patrick Queen and Joe Burrow
Got into a
fought?
fight in
Like a
LSU.
legitimate
Yeah,
fight
oh,
at
fist fight
LSU in the
yeah.
locker room.
Well, their offense was cooking them in practice,
Yeah,
and then the defense started playing some, so they started yapping back and forth, and they actually got into a fight
That's
in the locker
wild.
room.
Physical fight, started punching him in the ribs.
Yeah,
stuff
like an
that.
actual
They were
fight.
like, who won? Who do you think won?
Yeah,
the
Patrick
linebacker.
Yeah.
Big ass linebacker. All right, next up, Arizona at Houston. Last noon game for the day. Houston at home, -5.5. A shockingly low spread, in my opinion. That just speaks to how the books feel about this Arizona team with Kyler Murray at the helm, getting a good win against Atlanta, who apparently is just going to suck, which is a real bummer because they could have been really good. They really could have been a good team this season if they had a better quarterback, but they don't, and so they reap what they sow. This one's tough for me to pick. It shouldn't be. Everything screams Houston to me, right?
Yeah.
Houston coming off a huge win against Cincinnati. Houston has been on fire. C.J. Stroud has looked unbelievable as a rookie quarterback in MVP conversations.
Mm-hmm.
Arizona has 2 wins on the season. They stink.
Let's go. They got their second win.
Yeah, you're free. The Cowboys are free. It's just so hard for me to picture Arizona keeping this game close. I'm talking myself into it. I'm gonna go Houston at home. I'm just nervous about it, man. I'm just nervous about it.
See, I
What
hear
are your
everything
thoughts?
you're saying. CJ Stroud's taking a step, which I believe he has.
Yeah.
But I feel like we heard this all at one point, and then there was a game the Texans had. Oh, that's an easy cover. You know,
Yeah,
it was
easy.
the Carolina Panthers.
And they
Who
lost.
sneak a first season dub against that Houston team.
Great point.
Arizona riding high with Kyler Murray. He played a damn good game. He looks good coming off that ACL. Going to be questions about how his mobility looked, how quick he was on the field, and he looks like he hasn't missed a beat.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy, no joke, is a generational athlete at his height. I mean,
He
top
is.
10 MLB pick.
Agreed.
Number 1
Yeah.
NFL pick. This guy wins the Heisman. I mean, he's legitimately
done it all.
one of the best athletes of our generation.
Yeah.
I'm riding with Murray here, plus
He's
the
a sports
5.5.
gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
he's a
seriously-
sports
and he's
gamer. Yeah.
very
You've
confident.
always loved Murray, though.
Yeah,
that's true. Give me Murray plus the
Murray
5.5.
Truther.
Arizona. I'm riding.
Okay, I like it. Sage.
You know, Opal, I'm going with you in Arizona right here.
Let's go.
When we look at Houston's last 2 games, granted they beat Cincinnati last week. That was awesome. Happy for them. The week before that, they won by 3 again, right?
Tampa Bay. I think
Tampa
it might
Bay.
be-
It was
39,
Tampa Bay.
37, 1 by 2.
Yeah,
That's
she
right,
was the
2
kicker
points,
was
2
out.
points.
Yeah, 'cause they're
Is
missing the
Tampa
kicker.
Bay that much better than Arizona, especially with Kyler Murray in the mix? Probably not. They're winning these very close games, 5.5
Close,
points. I mean, I don't think Arizona wins this game. I think Houston wins it close, but I think Arizona keeps it close.
Keeps it close.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
give me Arizona right here.
Like that.
Okay. Colin, thoughts?
I miss how much, and I didn't appreciate it enough, watching Kyler Murray run with the football.
Yeah,
It's probably
it's so
my-
funny.
It's
man.
probably my favorite thing to see.
He looks like a toddler where you said, "What do you have in your hand?"
Yeah.
And they take off running.
Yeah.
And they're like, "No, it's mine." That's exactly what he looks like.
He does
Every
do
time I
this
watch
with
him.
his arms too.
Yeah, his arms are way too much arms. He looks like
He's
a little
Johnny.
bit. Looks like a little bit like Johnny
Little like
Gonto.
Johnny.
Shout out Johnny
It might just be
Gonto.
like the
And how he
the
runs.
kind of short guy,
Kinda shorter.
where you got to get the whole body
Get the
going.
whole body going to get moving. But he's so elusive. He's
Yeah,
so
he's so good at it.
elusive.
It works.
It's a tough pick.
I was very close to going Arizona already, and the way this conversation has gone to the
Oh
table,
man, I'm gonna be alone on Houston.
I'm going to go with Arizona as well. I think
Ooh.
I do think Houston wins. I think they're clearly the better team in my opinion.
Yeah.
They have the better quarterback also in my opinion, but 5.5.
Mm-hmm.
5.5. Give me Arizona. First half risky.
And I know it's dumb. Trey McBride. I mean, it's a legitimate
He's been a
connection.
stud.
Murray was looking at him only and forcing him the ball, and they were completing
Yeah.
time after time late in that game for big time plays for Arizona. So
Yeah.
we'll
They
see
kind of
if
have
that
a
can-
nice little receiving core all
They
around.
do. They do,
They're
man.
I mean, it's very like they got a whole room full of wide receiver twos.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, for
But-
real. But you'll take that. This team was a team that looked at as terrible because
Mm-hmm.
they don't have a quarterback. Who was
Right.
quarterback? Again, it was Dobbs, and he's playing well now.
Played
But
well.
I mean, Clayton Tune. Other than that, it's like
Sucks.
what is going on when you add a generational guy, a franchise quarterback, what you think is, and Kyler Murray. It uplifts the team a little bit.
Yeah,
On this
it does. Get a
season,
boost, for
they're
sure.
screwed.
I feel
Yeah.
like we're
But
not
it's like-
talking about Kyler Murray enough in the media right now.
Yeah,
either.
I mean-
like he came back, won a game immediately.
Yeah,
Everyone's
for real.
like,
And
Yeah, whatever.
everyone's flaming him for that contract. We'll see. I think Arizona's going to stick with him just because what else do you have out
Right,
there?
you can't
It's
go
just
away from it.
more years of 3-4 potential. And it's
Right.
like, I don't know if you want to do that.
Yeah. Okay.
Also underrated part about Arizona was when James Conner went down too.
Right,
Because
now
not
he's
only
gone.
do you not have Kyler Murray, but now you don't have your best
Yeah,
running back
yeah.
either. So
Yeah.
him coming back last week definitely helped as well with
Absolutely.
Kyler, obviously.
Oh, well, I feel a lot worse about Houston, so that's great. Thanks, guys. All right.
This is a no loss for Arizona.
Yeah, absolutely. They're at that
Yeah.
point in the season.
Yeah.
If you
That
win,
and
look
they
good,
have
awesome.
Houston's first round pick.
Right, exactly.
It's the
Yep.
Will Anderson trade.
Much like the
So,
Bears.
Oh,
darn,
so
we
they
lose
gotta
to
win.
Houston and we we beat Houston,
Yeah,
we
better
better their pick,
yeah.
we
And
lose,
we're
we
still-
better our pick.
Yeah.
Yeah, true. And they're still going to be a good pick with theirs, even
Right.
if they win another couple games.
Right.
They're going to be a top 6 pick, just end of the day. They
Yeah.
will. Yeah.
All right. Next up, first of the 3 o'clock slate. Only 3 at 3 o'clock this week. We've got Tampa Bay at San Francisco. San Francisco minus 11.5. That is a lot of points. San Francisco looks all the way back after their bye week, getting healthy. The full gang is out to play. I will say I'm concerned. Trent Williams has the world's smallest calves.
Yeah.
We saw it. You look it up. It's a fact. It's a scientific fact. Smallest calves I've ever seen in my
I
entire
think
life.
we all four have big. I saw it on Sunday NFL Countdown. I was groggy, waking up in the morning,
Yep.
turned it on, and I was
Watching
like,
him get
my
loose.
God, just shorts, no legs,
Yeah,
no
getting
no
loose.
socks.
Those guys.
His calves might be like
It's
that big.
unbelievable.
I have no
Chicken
idea
I
how
haven't
he
seen
holds
him.
himself up.
I haven't looked.
I don't know how he keeps himself upright. I'll say it. I don't know how he walks
I
around
gotta
like
look
that.
at
Yeah,
this.
look at
Like
it.
the
It's
quad
crazy.
to calf difference.
It's
is
unbelievable.
His upper
astronomical.
body
It's just
jacked,
massive, right?
Yeah,
It's
so.
massive thighs, little baby calves.
And clearly it's working.
Right, whatever he's doing, working.
Probably a first ballot.
Yeah,
Oh,
but
he's a
Best
elite
offensive
athlete,
tackle in
too,
football.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
I love.
I can't
love-
unsee it.
No.
It's one of those things you just can't unsee.
I love that.
And I loved the clip of him running at the Jacksonville DB who turned and ran the other way. He said, "Fuck
I've
no."
never seen that.
Uh-uh.
It's like, yeah.
It's hilarious.
What the hell?
Are you seeing those things?
That's his calves?
Yeah, the bro's got no calves.
That's wild.
None.
What?
There is no calf muscle there at all, and he's still one of the best in the league. Whatever.
They
But-
like
What's he
panned the
doing?
camera on Countdown. I was like, okay, who is that? Like,
Maybe
a
they're just
DB?
Right, a
Jawan
DB?
Blair.
Is that a DB?
Jawan Blair, born without ACL, has played for the Spurs in the NBA. Trent Williams, no calves.
No calves in the
Born without
NFL.
calves
I
in the
mean,
NFL. Very
he's
impressive.
it's nothing short of a medical miracle that he's on the NFL
Yeah,
field.
he can never tear his ACL because he doesn't have any.
Right,
That's
yeah.
wild.
That's
wild.
crazy.
Yeah.
But is this line this high because of what San Francisco just did to Jacksonville, or is Tampa Bay this bad? Last year, these two teams played. It was Tom Brady on the other side, and San Francisco beat the ever-living shit out of them with Brock Purdy. That makes me go San Francisco on this spot. That makes me take the home team, the hot team here. San Francisco, are they all the way back? They're going to have the full team assembled for this game, and when they are fully healthy and raring to go, they're a hard team to beat, and they're at home. I just can't go against San Francisco with Tampa Bay. I just don't trust Baker Mayfield in that offense enough to cover 11.5. It's a lot of points. It scares me because it's a lot of points, but I'm just not a big Tampa Bay believer.
See, I look at this Tampa Bay team, like you say, the San Francisco 49ers are the Avengers.
Mhm.
Well, you know who's Loki in that first Avengers movie? It's
Baker
Baker Mayfield.
Mayfield,
And sure, the Avengers won in that
But it was
first
close.
movie. Yeah,
It was definitely within
I
11.5
said,
points.
take that dude into that portal, baby. He was gone.
That was
They
a
thought
last-second
he died
field goal.
early. Last
Loki
second field goal.
covered. Loki covered.
It's a last second cover.
Loki
Yeah,
covered.
exactly.
Loki
Yeah,
covered.
Loki's
That's a great
covered
way to
in this
put it.
11.5.
Oh my
Give me
God.
Tampa Bay plus 11.5 and Baker Mayfield to do something crazy. Cover against this 49ers team that is all the way back.
Yeah.
And they're fully healthy, and they looked like it against the Jags. But it's Baker, baby. It's Loki. It's going to be something crazy. By the way, great Loki season 2. Gotta watch that.
I gotta watch
Yeah,
that.
gotta
I
watch
gotta
it.
watch that.
But 11.5 Tampa Bay, I'm all on it. And
Love
Baker.
it. And
Love
Loki be covering the spread.
Loki
I
covered.
love that. It makes me want to switch my pick. It makes me want to really badly.
Just that alone.
Sage, what's your thoughts here?
You know, I'm actually rolling against San Francisco right here as well.
Oh
with
my
Tampa Bay.
God.
Not because of that, though. I was going to do it anyways, but that just made me feel so much better about it. No, I think Tampa Bay is doing just enough. Rashad White right now, RB8 on fantasy right now.
Yeah, dude.
Absolutely
crazy.
having a great
Running the
season.
ball.
He can run that. He can run the ball a little bit, but when he gets the ball in his hands in open space,
Yeah.
there's no one better
Yeah.
in the NFC, I think, right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, give me Tampa Bay right here just for that reason alone. I think San Francisco still wins this game, but 11.5 points is a lot of points. It is just too many for me. And I think Tampa Bay, they played the Eagles earlier in the year. I think they lost by about 11 right there, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Yeah.
keep it close.
So
They've
keep it
got
close.
enough
They kept it
weapons
close. I think
on
it
both
was. I think it
sides
was
of the
legit
ball.
like 25-14.
Yeah,
I think it was 11
I think it
points.
was 11.
Yeah, pretty sure it was 11 points. Okay, fair enough. Colin, are you riding with me in the Avengers, or are you going with Team Loki?
Oh, this is tough, man.
It is tough. That was such a good analogy. That was awesome.
I might have to go with it just for the analogy. No,
Yeah.
I'm going to take San Fran returning home here. I mentioned earlier in the power rankings, when they have all their guys back, we know what they are. And I think it's at that point where Tampa's already exceeded their expectation for the year at this point, and San Fran's like, okay, we got to flex our muscle, got to get our respect back. I think
true.
I think this is the game they flex a little bit.
Okay.
I like that.
Like a 37-10 for the X.
Oh, like a beat down.
Like a beat down for the X.
Okay, all right. So me and you on
They
San
just did
Fran.
that.
Yeah,
And
they
they
did.
just flex.
They're doing it again.
Come on. They only flexed one arm.
Christian
Gotta flex
McCaffrey
the
get a
other.
touchdown?
Yeah.
He better get
He's
one.
minus 210 currently. He's anytime
Oh
touchdown.
my!
So
I wonder what it is for him to get 2, because I bet you it's near even money.
100.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's sick.
that's
That's
100.
That's
I don't know,
unbelievable.
honestly.
All right, next up we've got an AFC East brawl in East Rutherford. The New York Jets versus the Buffalo Bills. This is a playoff game for both of these teams.
Yep.
Playoff game.
100%.
You lose this game and your season's over, especially for Buffalo, who still has to go to Philly, to Kansas City, to the Chargers, to Miami. Those are all games still on their schedule.
Host Dallas.
Host Dallas. That's 5 games right there where it's like, am I picking you to win? I don't think so. And they still have to play the Patriots, so this is one of their last games where they're probably going to be favorited. This might be their last game they're a favorite.
Especially this big.
Yeah, especially by 7 for sure. Jets coming off of another loss where the offense looked like a high school offense and the defense looked like a championship caliber defense. Bills 5-5, Jets 4-5. The Josh Allen interception turnover counter continues to climb. Not necessarily all his fault. I will say Dan Orlovsky had a good segment on First Take where he made Stephen A. Smith look really stupid, and they all are laughing and making fun of him. And he's like, I count 3 bad interceptions that Josh Allen's thrown. The other ones are balls where it's like, it's a 50-50 ball to Diggs.
Yeah.
Diggs didn't get it.
No,
It's a
we
ball.
don't play this game.
It's a ball through Gabriel Davis's hands. Not if it's Dak. Dak's
A ball
turnover
hit Noah
machine,
Brown
apparently.
between the 8 and the 5 and was pick 6 in overtime.
Yeah.
And Dad, he fucking sucks. 15 picks.
Game-losing interception. Game-losing
Like, no.
interception.
Interception, I don't care if it's tipped. I don't care if your guy
It's a
straight
pick.
hits off his face mask. I don't give a shit. If it's picked, it's picked.
It's a pick. Hey, that's why we started the counter.
Because some guys it doesn't matter.
Right.
Yeah.
And then some guys
it's
it
true.
matters.
Some guys it doesn't. Some guys it doesn't.
Oh, he's a
Dumb.
gunslinger. I expect the interception.
Right. He's Brett
Oh,
Favre.
one
He's
guy's
Brett
regressing.
Favre.
He stinks.
Yeah. Whatever.
All picks count.
Yeah. I will say this game
I
happened
almost
once
said something
already
else.
this year. Week
myself
1.
off.
Oh boy. All right.
Oh.
We're having a censor a
All
little
something
bit.
else matters, I almost said, and that was not good for the program.
Oh baby. I don't want you to say it.
No.
Good.
No,
Move on. Move on.
No.
So it's Buffalo
To me,
minus
the uncensored
7.
version
Yeah.
later on.
Yeah. There we go. Sage, what are your thoughts on this game?
This game right here, I mean, obviously New York Jets have had Buffalo's number
They have.
for the past 2 years. I mean, Josh Allen has had, statistically, his worst 3 games have been against the Jets the past 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? And that Jordan Whitehead had 3 picks the first game this year. I will say Buffalo has a lot to play for right now. I mean,
The
the
whole
Jets,
season to play for.
Yeah, I mean, the Jets, they both have a lot to play for right now because the Jets are kind of holding on hope that, hey, maybe Aaron Rodgers comes back in a week or 2.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he can save us, pull off some wins, and then sneak into the playoffs. Buffalo has the team to do it. I mean, their team hasn't changed much over the past year and a half, 2 years. You know, they have the team to do it. Ken Dorsey's gone. Who knows
Right, what
why?
that'll look like.
Because
Who knows what that'll
obviously
look like.
those were
That was
on
the
him.
problem.
That was a scapegoat. That was the McDermott's like, shit, I'm going to lose my job.
Yeah.
Had him on the hot seat beginning of the year. Ha! Told you so. But that was I need to fire somebody. Somebody has to go for this loss.
But I kind of think that the Buffalo Bills have more to play for because of tiebreakers. When you look at their schedule,
Absolutely.
they lost to the Denver Broncos, who are now in the hunt.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They lost to
legitimately,
the Cincinnati Bengals
In the hunt.
in the hunt.
Uh-huh.
They lost to the Patriots, who... No, I'm kidding.
I mean, hey.
They
lost
did
to
lose to the
lost to the
Patriots.
Jags.
They
In
lost to
hunt.
the Jaguars
Jags gonna make
in
it.
the hunt. And right now, they already have a loss to the Jets right
Yeah.
now.
Mhm.
You know, if they lose this game, they are now...
That's a double tiebreaker.
Yeah.
a game and a half
That's
behind the
right,
Jets. So this game kind of means more to Buffalo Bills right now, and they have a lot more to play for. That being said, they have not done great with pressure on them.
No, they have
You know,
not.
their defense has been progressively worse. Their offense, I mean, obviously they have the turnovers, but on top of that, like last week was the very first week that their rushing game has done absolutely anything, and then they fired the guy that made it happen.
Who led it, right?
Right. So give me the New York Jets right here, because Buffalo can't get out of their own way. I think the Jets are at least fucking trying to make it happen instead of making excuses.
Yeah.
And I think Zach Wilson throws for another, I don't know, let's say he gets 2 touchdowns right here.
Come
Yeah,
on.
okay. Wow,
Yeah.
that'd be crazy because they haven't scored a touchdown in 10 quarters.
36 drives straight.
That's bad.
Holy shit, I didn't know that.
Yeah, 10 quarters,
Oh my
36
God.
drives have not ended with touchdowns for the New York Jets. God, that makes me happy. All right. Colin, thoughts on this game?
That's disgusting. Like you mentioned, it's one team who's at least trying, and what's the word I'm going for? A little self-accountability,
Mhm.
and then one
Yeah.
team who's just playing. I mean, it's the offensive coordinator's fault. We have 12 guys on a field goal to win the game.
Right.
Got to get rid of him. I'm interested to see what Joe Brady does because I do think he's a good offensive mind.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he was there for LSU when they went crazy in 19. Haven't really heard much of him since then. It's just a spot where both these teams need it, but Buffalo really needs it. And so I'll take them. Nothing they've done this year and nothing they've done against the Jets in recent memory makes me think they can cover 7, but I'm going to sucker into 7.
Yeah. Okay.
Josh Allen throughout his career, when he has a bad game, he is bounce back McGee.
He's a roller coaster. He's a roller coaster.
I do think it's hilarious, Buffalo Bills fans complaining about Josh Allen, because it's just like,
you guys don't even know how fucking good
come to the
man
Bears.
is.
Come be a Bears fan and see, because Josh Allen, I would love it. I get the picks and shit are bad, and I don't talk shit to Dak.
Right.
I look at it like, end of the day, they're trying to make plays. Like he's a playmaker. I'll live with all turnovers if it's not complete trash. But man, it's just the Jets for Josh Allen.
It is. They have his numbers.
I think Buffalo's season is collapsing around them, and they're looking. And this is a game where if this is a loss, it's fully done because it's be 2 to the Jets, who are just inept, and it'll be another one. I'm going Jets plus the 7, just because, man, the Diggs shit, I think, is really going to start to affect that offense because, I'm sorry, your brother's tweeting out shit mid-game about how you got to go.
Get him out.
And
then he's tweeting about Josh Allen.
Yeah.
Look at what numbers before Bro got
there.
there.
Well, you know he's getting his information from his brother.
No, exactly.
Right.
That ain't happening unless it's like somebody close circle.
That's the part.
Diggs complaining when they're talking. Yeah, man, I can't believe it. We choked. They don't give me the ball enough. All this stuff. It's like, man, there's smoke, there's fire. Diggs is gone there sooner than later, and that's just going to build more and more. And I mean, if they lose this one, it might blow up early.
It might.
So, but he's stuck there this year. They're not going to cut his ass. He's too good.
Yeah, way too good. Their only weapon that's done anything. All season outside of Dalton Kincaid, who looks awesome.
It's sickening that I think Vegas thinks the Jets are going to keep it close because why isn't this more than 7? This Jets team can't score.
No.
This Jets team cannot
score points.
And it's only 7 against the Bills team that you think, who knows, they could, but
can't score.
Give me the Jets plus the 7.
This one is super hard for me because I have 2 philosophies at play here.
Yeah.
Number 1 is the AFC East circle of life, right? So let's start with the New York Jets here at the top. Who do the Jets own? The Jets own the Buffalo Bills. Who do the Bills own? The Bills own the Miami Dolphins. Who does Miami own? The New England Patriots. And who do the New England Patriots own? The New York Jets. It just goes in a fucking circle. It's just the truth. It is what it is every time. Dolphins have beaten the Patriots like 7 of the last 8 times. The Patriots have not lost to the Jets in 15 attempts. The Jets just constantly pick on Buffalo and beat them, and Buffalo just constantly kicks the shit out of us. It is what it is. It's a circle of life in the AFC East. But Buffalo has what I like to call, and I've called it for the Raiders, that new coach bump. Yeah. They're smelling good. Yeah. We got a new head. We got a new OC. Yeah. We just got our Ken Dorsey fired. It's time to step up. So who is gonna is the AFC East circle of life gonna reign tall, or is Buffalo gonna come out and get a win here in a game they have to win? It's a really hard game for me to pick. They both just lost to AFC West teams that are not very good in the Raiders and Broncos. It's so hard. Like, this game is so hard. I put both these coaches on the hot seat before the year, and they're both coaching for their lives right now. I will say Saleh has some leeway with Rodgers but McDermott, listen, buddy, you scapegoated Dorsey already. You can't scapegoat anybody else now.
Frazier's gone.
You've lost both coordinators. Yeah, you can't. He's calling the defensive plays. I'm gonna take Buffalo to cover the 7 at home, and I hate it because it's like, look at the circle of life.
Yeah.
The Jets own them.
Look at the circle.
The circle of life. The circle. It's science. It is a fact.
There's 2 scenarios for this game, and it's either the Jets covering or it's a 24-point win for the Bills. Yeah. I mean, domination.
Like 24-3.
It's not going to be a 10-point win where it's a late touchdown puts them over the cover. They're going to either dominate.
We're not going to sweat this cover, or the Jets are going to win.
Or the Jets are going to either win or
those
cover
are the
outright.
only outcomes. I absolutely agree.
I feel like you were at like a board late at night.
Yeah,
like
just drawn it.
And you were like,
all
figure it out.
I had to back up about
drops the pen.
I had to back up 5 yards so I get the full picture. I was like, mother of God. It all makes sense.
2 things real quick. I hate that argument with Trayvon Diggs with look at bro before 14 got there. I hate how it's always, the quarterback benefited from the receiver. When you don't look at, the receiver might have benefited.
Look at Diggs' numbers
was
before
Stephon
Allen.
Diggs a fringe top 5 receiver in the league in Minnesota?
No.
Hell no.
Yeah.
No.
And he definitely is now in Buffalo. So it's a mutual
like,
relationship.
Yeah, it's worked out well for everybody. Like, relating it to my team, Tua and Tyreek. Like, Tyreek was great before he got to Tua, so obviously Tua's benefiting from that, but Tyreek's also putting up numbers he's never put up before with Tua.
I'm sorry.
They benefit from each other.
Would Diggs if he didn't get traded when he did, would the Vikings have had Jefferson and him on the same time? Like, did they replace Diggs, traded Diggs and drafted Jefferson in the same offseason? Because, like, if they drafted JJ and had Diggs there, it'd be like, dude, you're cutting half. You know what I mean? JJ is going to get a lot of balls, too, so it's like, quit bitching.
I think they drafted JJ with the first round.
With the first rounders they got.
Buffalo.
Okay. I think so, too. It's a great draft.
Yeah,
but second thing, real quick, what does this game look like Sunday if somehow the Jets go up 7-0 in the first quarter?
Or
Buffalo's like losing at half.
Yeah.
Like,
what happens when Josh Allen throws a pick on the first drive or a fumble? That's not, I mean, James White or James
Cook.
Fumble, and it's like, well.
And I don't think they gave Allen the turnover counter could be +1 because I don't think they gave Allen that handoff to Cook fumble. I think they gave it to Cook. When he never had possession of the ball. Allen let it go too early. It bounced off him. He could have 15 turnovers through 10 games. That's insane. Bills are 5-5, and they do not have tiebreakers against anybody, and they still have the hardest part of their schedule coming up. Yeah. It's now or fucking never, Buffalo. You lose this game and you're dead, and I think that they know that, which makes me think they do something this week. But the AFC East circle of life begs to differ. So we'll revisit that next week.
Yeah.
Next up, we've got an NFC West matchup between the Seattle Seahawks and the LA Rams. These teams have played once already in Week 1, much like the Jets and Buffalo did. And the Rams with the surprising Week 1 victory, a dominant victory as well.
Second half beatdown.
Yeah, impressive victory. Right now it's Seattle -1 on the road. Sage, what are your thoughts here?
Yeah, I think the spread has it right. This is the hardest game to pick for me right now. I think Week 1, you never know what's going to happen. We all thought the Rams were going to be absolute ass.
Yeah,
and I think Seattle probably thought the same thing. I mean, there was no tape on Puka Nacua coming out and doing any of what he did. And now they kind of know what to expect, you know? Thankfully, they do have two corners that can match up to Cooper and Nacua on the outside. And then Tutu Atwell has been kind of quiet recently, so they don't really need too much aside from that as long as they can get a pass rush. Their run defense is top 10 in the league. Unfortunately, the LA Rams don't really have a running back to attack that side of the field. You know, they have Darrell Henderson and Royce Freeman they're rolling out there because Kyron Williams is still out.
You've been rolling those guys out for a decade.
Forever, man. Darrell Henderson and Royce Freeman. I'm pretty sure he backed up Todd Gurley. I'm pretty sure Darrell Henderson backed up Todd Gurley in LA.
Yeah.
Been there forever.
Darrell Henderson, Kyron Williams went out and they called him up.
Hey, man, you want to play back? He's like, all right, I got you. Wow, I'm sitting on the couch doing jack shit. Might as well.
Wish Todd Gurley came back, right?
Yeah, Todd Gurley back. Might as well.
Let's get the gang back together. But I'm going to go with Seattle right here in LA. I think Seattle just has a little more to play for. I think we know about what LA is now. Their shiny new toys have kind of lost their sparkle.
Yeah, they have, man. They have not been nearly as good. I mean, with Stafford out, obviously. It's been,
and Stafford's coming back. That's great. Happy for him. But I don't see them scoring as much as Seattle will. I mean, Seattle still has a four-headed monster because I'm adding Jake Bobo in that list.
He's been great.
He has been so good.
It is what it is.
He's their best rookie wide receiver.
Jackson Smith-Njigba's been a bit of a disappointment, man.
He really has been.
A bit of a disappointment so far. He's got to get going.
And I think Zach Charbonnet is going to have a breakout game right here as well.
No. Kenneth Walker. Let's just keep Kenneth Walker.
Zach Charbonnet.
No.
All year long. Zach Charbonnet.
Colin, thoughts on this game?
Yeah, home division dog in this spot makes it a little sketchy for me, but I'm going to take Seattle. I just think through and throughout they're the better team here. I trust them more going forward. I do think Seattle's a good team, but they haven't really been convincing.
No, they haven't convinced me either.
They haven't been super. I mean, they're keeping it close with Washington at home. They kept it close a while back with P.J. Walker and the Browns at home. And so it's like, Seattle, can you come out and just prove me wrong?
Right.
Come out
Show
and
us something.
Establish yourself in a legitimate contender position.
As the favorite for the NFC West. They're in first place. They've got it all to play for right in front
I
of them.
am going to take Seattle here. I just trust them more through and throughout.
I like it. Addison.
Man, I want to say shout out Gino. That was a pretty cool video that went out. He was talking to Jackson Smith-Njigba on the sideline, hyping him up. This is a good quarterback, veteran guy talking to his rookie receiver. Thought it was pretty cool.
That is cool. Good for
And
him.
then I'm thinking about a backup quarterback for this game. Carson Wentz, man, wrong spot to pick.
Yeah.
He went to the Rams, and Stafford's back to play, baby.
What are you doing?
He could have been in Cleveland.
Yeah.
As a starter, getting playing time. He signed 1 week too early.
Could have won a chip.
Yeah, you never know.
You never know that roster.
Just tough spot for Wentz there, but in this game, you said it, Colin. Seattle keeps things close, but this is practically a money line pick.
It is.
I'm gonna go Seattle because you said it, Nate. With the Niners getting right and hot on their tail, they gotta win these games. They gotta win these games. I'm gonna go Seattle. A game that's gonna be Stafford's gonna play decent. It's gonna be close. That's for
Maybe a weird look ahead spot too, because Seattle hosts the Niners next week. I think.
Yeah.
Or do they play in San Fran? They play it next week regardless.
Yeah.
I can't remember where it's at.
I have to look back.
It's gonna be a great game Thanksgiving
It's
night.
going to be a great
They
game.
better be locked in for this one because you need this.
Need this game, man. The Rams have 3 wins, and one of them was an absolute ass kicking of Seattle in Week 1. And damn it, I want to take Seattle. I think Seattle's the better team. They're 6-3. Rams are 3-6. That much is obvious. Seattle has a potent offense. The Rams' offense has been kind of stinky recently, especially with Stafford coming back from injury. The Seahawks' defense has been stepping up recently. Devin Witherspoon and Reek Woolen on the backside have been awesome. Their defense has been balling.
Yep.
But it's a home division dog. It's the only one of the week.
It is.
And I think I'm going to steal a pick from you fuckers. And I'm going to take the Rams here and be the only one. Or I'm going to shoot myself in the foot. Probably that. It's more likely that. But Like that week one's weird. I don't hang any stock on week 1 games because the Lions beat the Chiefs, the Ravens kicked the shit out of the Texans. We all thought the Texans stunk, and Texans have been really good. It looks like a lot better of a win for the Ravens.
Yeah.
The Bucs that everyone thought were bad beat the Vikings.
Beat the Vikings in Minnesota, right? Like
last year.
Niners. We thought the Steelers were gonna be good. Niners beat the hell out of them. Patriots kept it close. It's just weird. Week 1s are always weird, so I don't put a whole lot into that one. But it's a divisional matchup, and Stafford's coming back. If Stafford wasn't playing, this is easily Seattle, probably -6.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take Seattle. I'm gonna take Stafford and the Rams. I'm gonna do it. Take my home division dog. Only one I get to this week, and I love it.
Not putting much stock in week 1, but you look at that second half, and it was a lot of Kyron Williams.
Yeah, it was a lot of Kyron Williams.
That Seattle defense.
So we need a lot of Daryl Henderson, baby. Come on.
I'm starting him this
D-Train.
week, so
D-Train.
because Gus Edwards was on my bench.
Yeah, dude. You're welcome. I give him to you, and you sit him all the time? What the hell?
I played him the first week, and then Keaton Mitchell looked great, and they're
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we're gonna give him so much more work." And I was like,
volume.
And even better, I'm facing you in our keeper league, and I played Gus Edwards again.
Oh, yes. Yes. Love
it was a
that.
double whammy.
Damn,
double
double
win.
smack.
It hurt.
All right, last game on Sunday. Sunday Night Football. Kind of a game that's surprisingly good.
Yeah.
Honestly, 4 weeks ago, if you told me this was a game, I'd be like, well,
We
I'm
get
going to bed
Denver
early.
again on primetime.
Yep, Denver in primetime, and Kirk Cousins just got hurt. I'm going to bed early.
Yeah.
Now it's Joshua Dobbs, the Pastronaut, going up against Russell Wilson, who looks red hot.
Gosh.
Wilson and the Broncos, after getting 70 hung on their head in Miami, they look like it's so hard to think about Denver and take that game out. But if you take that game out, they're not nearly as bad as they have seemed all season. Like you said earlier, it takes Sean Payton's teams a while to get going.
I'm pretty sure that they might have started 0-3, but their first 2 losses were combined 3 points.
Yeah.
Which by 1
Yes.
and 2. So
Yes.
this Denver team, 2 weird games
2
away
tough losses.
from
Having a good record.
being
Yeah, they
above
lost
500.
they lost to the Raiders by 1 in week 1, and then week 2, the Broncos lost by 2
Yeah.
to Commanders, 35-33.
Yep.
And then they lost by 50.
Yeah.
Oh,
But-
I remember that game. That was a Hail Mary game.
Yeah, it was a Hail Mary
Yeah.
game.
It's a 2-point conversion.
Failed
Failed
2-point
two-point
conversion
conversion.
for it. Yeah, crazy game. I didn't think we'd beat them that bad, but we did. Whatever. Moving on. What a time to be alive that was. Can't believe I was
And that
Can't
1
believe
point
we were
loss
there.
was an onside kick to open the season. They gave him a short field for a touchdown.
Yes,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
like
it's
they're the Broncos have been right there. They're coming off of victories over Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs and Josh Allen and the Bills. And maybe the Bills aren't that great, but they're better than the Broncos, I think, top to bottom. And the Chiefs are definitely better. And both of those teams, I think, are better in Minnesota. And all of that leads to it's only 2.5 points. It's in Denver. I'm going with the home team here. Both these teams need a win, though. This is a big game for their playoffs lives. Because Minnesota's not out of it in the NFC, and Denver is trying to scratch and claw their way back. And they have head-to-head victory over the Bills, which is huge for positioning. I've got to go with the Broncos. Their offense has looked really, really good. They've got man-beating receivers, and Minnesota runs 50% man coverage and blitz. This is a team that the pass catchers of the Denver Broncos can have a good game against, like they did against the Bills. I think Denver scores 24. Can Minnesota keep up? That's going to be the question. Can Minnesota drop 25 points to beat them? I don't know.
They have been.
They have been. And Justin Jefferson, I don't know if he's back.
I don't think he's playing this year. I think
Okay.
it's another one. He
Maybe
is
in-
questionable.
okay.
Questionable officially.
So maybe this week, maybe
I
not.
have him in my lineup right now.
I hope he
So-
plays, man.
Doug Pat Surtain real quick, and then come back the next week.
Yeah, right. Smart. Honestly, good business. But give me the home Denver Broncos here. Although Justin Jefferson plays, caveat, flip. Definitely flip. I'm not doing that because I'm standing firm on Denver.
Standing on business.
I'm standing on business. That's right. Keep it a buck. Give me Denver. Sage.
This is my favorite game of the entire week.
It's
right
gonna be a
here.
good game. I
It's
think.
so exciting. Well, there's so many good storylines. I mean, obviously, Russ is probably, if they had the wins, he'd be in the MVP conversation.
Yeah, no joke.
Which is absolutely
Statistically,
wild
he's
to me.
been awesome.
Josh Dobbs is my favorite storyline of the entire year,
Mhm.
and he's only going to get better when Jay Jetta comes back.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
he's been
scary,
doing all
man.
this without.
That's scary.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's crazy. He's also one of the first quarterbacks to, he is the first quarterback to run and pass for multiple games
For
for
touchdowns?
touchdowns
That's wild.
with 2 different teams.
That's cool.
He's
It's
just
super
doing the
cool.
thing.
Yeah.
Man.
He's just playing ball.
Yeah, just
Yeah.
bomb.
He's just out there balling, and this
Smart
this
fucker.
year alone has made sure that he's going to have a room in this league
Yeah,
for
for a while.
5,
As long as he
7
pretty
years.
much
As long-
wants
until
it,
he
yeah.
wants to go
Until
build
he wants
rockets.
to go, yeah.
Exactly.
Yep.
Um,
They're
but
6-4. Holy shit! I don't think I realized they were 6-4.
Yeah,
They're on a
5
4-game win
straight
streak.
or
That is
something. 4 or 5,
impressive.
They have the 7th seed right now in the
Yeah.
NFC.
Like they're gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah, they're gonna make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
crazy to me. Okay.
The team that I think is going to win, though, is not making the playoffs, and that's the Denver Broncos.
Uh-huh.
They are at home right now. They're 2.5 point favorites. The thing that kind of killing me on Minnesota right now is they have no running game.
None
whatsoever.
at all. Madison's a bust.
Which is crazy. And neither does Denver, really. I mean,
No.
Denver has 19 touchdowns total this year. One of them is a rushing
Yeah,
touchdown.
Russ has 18 passing. That's crazy.
Exactly.
Wow, man.
But Minnesota, I mean, Alexander Madison's out, but we also look at who's their backup. Oh, it's, what's his name?
Ty Chandler.
Ty Chandler.
Mhm.
But even then, he's not doing that great, so it could be Kene and Wanwu?
Yeah. Who?
Exactly.
Right.
Who?
A one.
Wanhu?
A Wanhu.
Oh, Wanhu? Might be a fantasy sleeper. Ooh. But yeah, give me Denver right here because I think that they're going to make them one-dimensional. Josh Dobbs is going to come down to earth a little bit. The
Denver's pass
Pasternauts,
defense
going to crash down to earth a little bit.
Houston,
right
we
here.
have a problem.
God, if he went to Houston.
That'd be hilarious.
They don't need him.
No,
They
they
don't
do not
need
need
him,
him.
but-
Very true. Colin, thoughts on this game?
I really want to pick against Denver because it's the coming off a primetime game, public, Monday night back in the
Right.
day. They just beat Buffalo.
Just be Buffalo, man.
Denver's
They're
back.
here.
Now they're going to be another primetime public, probably going to be all over them, but I'm all over them as well here. I like Denver minus the 2.5. Fringe, mortal lock.
Oh,
Fringe.
respect.
Not going to, though. I do like Denver at home here. Josh Dobbs might be sneaking his way into comeback player of the year. Sneaking.
Should.
He's tiptoeing his way.
He's here.
Tiptoeing.
I want him to strut.
Demar Hamlin
Speaking-
never played a snap.
Yeah.
He got one.
Yeah,
Last week, he played.
He played a couple
yeah.
snaps. Colin's on Denver. Addison, who you got in here?
So
I
I'm
feel like
looking-
going Minnesota.
I'm looking at Minnesota, and I see maybe a little bit of Seattle last year, and similar, just in the Cinderella story. And
yeah.
right now, Josh Dobbs is at the ball. He's dancing.
He's dancing.
He's having a
Those
jolly
nice
time.
slippers.
Yeah,
He's having a jolly time, and both slippers are on.
He's doing that step
He's
back
about
dance.
to. He's
gliding
having a good
around
time.
the floor.
He's about to look down at the
Wow.
watch. And is it 11 or is it like 11:30? Is it 11:30?
Getting late.
It's almost 12. But man, I don't know because this is probably I think the toughest game for me to pick.
Yeah,
this week.
yeah.
I don't know Philly, Kansas City, obviously, but
There's
this
a
is
lot of
right
tough
there
games
on
this week.
Sunday,
Oh,
man.
there
It's
are close games.
it's such a good one, and it's just two good stories. Denver picking it back up after a shit start, and
Yeah.
Dobbs, we just keep saying it, man. That's such a great story.
It is good for him.
I'm gonna go Denver, just the way their defense has played as of late, the big turnaround, and their offense has been doing it at least enough to the point where they'll keep this. They'll score 20 plus against Minnesota. What's the defense gonna look like? It's in Denver, travel, weird. I'm gonna go Denver minus the 2.5. Late field goal maybe. Russ gets it done. I will say we'll see what Brian Flores does for that Minnesota defense. If he brings pressure against a veteran guy like Russ. And I keep saying it, when Sean Payton has the opportunity to dink and dunk in front of him,
He loves
and he
it,
will.
man.
He is not afraid to dink and dunk his offense, passing, get it down the field, long drives. Give me Denver against an aggressive Minnesota team to cover that 2.5.
You know what Minnesota and Josh Dobbs aren't? Unlimited.
Mr. Unlimited.
Yeah, Russ is
Mr.
Unlimited.
Yeah, I got it.
We got some big news. Joe Burrow out for the year.
No.
Torn ligament in the wrist.
Oh.
No.
Goodbye,
Breaking news.
Yes,
Oh,
thank you, Ian
wow.
Rappaport. We know you sent that to me specifically.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. Breaking news.
Breaking news.
Joe
There's
Burrow.
2 spots in that
Done
AFC
for the
playoffs
season.
that are looking juicy because you think Cincinnati would fight to get back up
Definitely.
in there.
Definitely.
Man, and then Cleveland obviously. Wow, that's crazy.
That is killer for them. I mean,
It is.
That's
you
big for
imagine?
Denver.
huge for Denver.
Yeah.
Huge.
Before the season, parlaying Bengals and Bills to miss the playoffs.
Would have been fat money.
Woo-wee.
Would've been fat money. And the
Would've
Jets.
been-
Bills,
Yeah.
Jets,
Jets.
and Bengals to miss the playoffs. I can't even imagine.
And Dolphins.
Wow.
Still, technically,
you
they
lose
all-
your money then, Bucko.
Technically, all 3 of those teams still
Still
count.
alive,
But-
right? Never know, but wow,
Not in the
Joe
best
Burrow
situations.
done.
And then Denver makes it?
Yeah, no, seriously, what a Denver. That's a big
Ooh.
game for Denver.
That'd be
Also.
crazy.
Huge game for Denver.
Holy cow!
He
He
wasn't
said, he
mentioned?
said last night to Patrick Queen after the game, he's like, I felt something pop, man. I don't know, and then he couldn't throw a ball. Wow.
So who's Denver, Houston?
Jake Browning is the back.
No, I mean like
Yeah.
Playoff teams to make
Denver,
it.
Houston, Chargers
Houston.
are below.
Chargers,
Steelers,
Steelers.
like Houston. I mean,
Steelers
those
are
are
in. Right
Colts.
now.
Steelers are in, yeah.
Colts and
Colts,
Raiders
5
are
and
both.
5,
The
Raiders,
Colts
5
and
and 5.
Raiders are ahead of all those teams on
Yeah.
the standings.
Yeah.
And it could just be because of other shit, but
It's tiebreakers,
yeah,
I'm sure.
so
Like if
exactly.
you
They're
looked
not
up
gonna just have
playoff
that.
standings
Yeah.
here, which I'm going to do really
Jets have a
fast.
chance now?
I mean,
They're not dead. I mean,
never
right
know.
now the 7
Patriots
seed is
have a
Houston.
chance.
Right now 7 seed's Houston with Cleveland at 6. So you imagine
Yeah.
Cleveland will fall. So right now the top 6 could be Kansas City, Baltimore, Jacksonville, Miami, Pittsburgh, Houston.
Yeah.
And then there's one spot to give
Yeah.
between Cleveland, who's 6-3, Indy 5-5, Vegas 5-5, Bengals 5-5, no Burrow, Bills 5-5, Chargers 4-5,
I mean-
Jets 4-5, Broncos 4-5. Broncos in 14th
Yeah,
place in the
yeah.
conference,
Have a chance.
and they are one game back. of
Because
the
let's be
playoff spot.
real here, as much as Houston's wrong, they could lose
They
2
could
or
fall
3
off.
all of a sudden.
Absolutely,
Yeah,
they're playing
Let's
way better than
also
anyone
be
ever
real.
thought.
Is Joe Burrow's play style putting him in harm's way?
Right, as a pocket passer.
You never know. As a pocket passer, it could be. He keeps getting hurt.
Yeah.
He's torn
Yeah.
his
You're not
ACL.
wrong.
He's
You're
torn
When
his
do we have
wrist.
that conversation? When do we have that conversation?
When do we talk about that? When do we talk about?
Man, that is a tough break. for
That's
Cincinnati.
crazy.
Yeah, because the Colts have the tiebreaker over all those teams based on best win percentage in conference games.
Colts make the playoffs. I'll do Gangnam Style for like a minute, and then we can post it.
Done. Please, Colts.
Come on.
We are all big Colts fans for the rest of the year. All right, let's move into the Monday Night Football game. We've got our Super Bowl rematch. I love how they did this. This was done on purpose. Both these teams coming off a bye. We are just
Oh, yeah.
simulating the Super Bowl.
Yep.
You get a week in between to prepare for each other. You're going to be a standalone game. Everybody's going to watch this game. Bet the under because it's going to be a low-scoring game in my opinion. Genuinely. I really believe it. Both teams have top defenses in the league. Both offenses kind of struggling just a smidge. Chiefs offense struggling, only scoring 14 points 2 weeks ago against Miami. Philly's offense has been so hit or miss. They're not nearly as dominant offensively as they were last year.
Yeah.
I would be stunned if this game goes like 38-35 again. Absolutely floored. Awesome for us. I hope it does.
Yeah.
I just don't see that happening. In Arrowhead, though, is the big difference maker to me. This game is in Kansas City. Taylor Swift is going to fly home from South America to be there. That's going to be. I need a Taylor Swift
to know
tracker.
that.
I
because
need
that's
to know
a-
that.
I need
That
to
is
know.
huge.
Because how much of a
Do you
writer
know?
guy is she?
I actually don't know. I don't know how long her tour is going, but I would doubt
One
she'd
night?
fly back.
One day?
One day?
Hey, he
Just
flew
Monday
down
night
there for
game?
her.
What's
Right.
the date of this game?
Monday, November
Monday night.
20th.
November 20th.
Yeah, let's see if
Yeah,
she's
she gotta
performing. This is big. This is
The day
big news,
before or
people.
after, too.
Yeah, we need to know like the 19th to the 21st. What are the tour dates? Is Taylor Swift going to be there? Because
The
if
fact
she's
that
there,
we should have researched
Taylor
I know.
Swift plans to bring her parents to the Chiefs-Eagles game.
Oh,
yeah!
It's over. And Andy Reid's undefeated.
Andy Reid doesn't lose.
Shit,
Kansas
man.
City all day -2.5. Yeah,
Oh,
sold.
fuck.
Yeah, I remember now. Parents first time meeting each other. They're meeting the
Oh,
fucking
wow.
parents in Arrowhead
Dude,
Stadium.
I've seen some shit conspiracy. These guys have been dating for like a while.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Because Kelsey said on multiple pods, I know this is dumb, but
Mhm.
like that he doesn't want to do a quick commitment and all this
Yeah.
stuff, and it's like, well, and then there was some stuff. Kelsey was on a couple shows getting flirted with by some of the hosts.
Oh,
Comes out that they're in a relationship. Taylor might have felt a little threatened.
like, hey, what's
so I
going
said,
on?
whoa, he's mine.
Let's just own
Let's
this.
just make it up.
Let's just make it
They
official.
might have been together for a while because parents meeting after like a month.
I mean, he said that he tried to give her a friendship bracelet with his phone number on it
Yeah,
back
that
in the
could- that
summer.
could have been
He
just
might
a
have
little,
actually gotten to
yeah.
her, given it to
Yeah.
her, and then they've been working together
Well, you
since
see
the
all
summer.
the videos. All
Even
the Chiefs
before that.
players make fun of him for Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
So you never
They've been
know.
together for a while. I mean, that just made my pick so much easier.
Whenever
It's
the
Kansas
news
City.
broke that they were an item,
Yeah.
and then she's in there dancing with his mom like 3 days
Yeah,
later.
They
it's like,
definitely
okay,
know
each
each
other.
other.
It's like,
That's not a
come
first
on.
So
interaction.
I don't know if this changes your opinion, but Taylor Swift's parents, Eagles fans.
They are.
Ooh.
I did see, though, him at the concert had
Yeah.
a Chiefs
He
lanyard.
did. He was wearing.
He's wearing
it.
Chiefs
He
lanyard.
did. You
Travis's
can't disrespect though.
Right.
Yeah,
Can't
that's
disrespect.
I bet you they're in Chiefs
He-
gear if they're up there
but-
with the Kelsey family.
Oh.
His-
Oh, if you're a real Philly fan, you're not.
Scott
wearing the
Swift.
opposing
Scott
gear.
Swift, former center, D1 center.
Oh.
So yeah.
Wow.
She got a lot of
Their
legs,
kids are
no
going to be
wonder.
athletic as shit.
Yeah.
Well,
so
if
I
they
don't know.
have
She has to not ruin her relationship first.
This is
Yeah.
true. Got to hold on.
Suck it.
But I'm going Kansas City in this one with
Gosh.
Taylor Swift and the Swiftie family in the building. I mean, come on, easy money. Sage.
You know, I'm gonna go with my favorite Swift brother, Kelsey brother, and that's actually Jason Kelsey. Give me the center over here. They're going to Kansas City right now. I know that's a big deal. Kansas City's a tough place to play.
Gonna be rocking.
Yeah,
Like a great-
Philly has had to deal with that kind of stuff before, though. You know, and with their specific style of play, it's not
it
going
travels.
to affect them as much.
It
It travels very well.
Yes.
You know, so they're going to be able to run that ball. And again, that tush push, it's 1st and 8
Yeah.
every time.
Yep, every
Love
time.
that. Their defense is a little worrisome right now, but Kansas City's offense has also been the
Little
problem.
worrisome.
So I think that matches up very well. I think again, this 2.5 point spread, it's going to come down to a field goal. I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
So which way then?
Yeah.
You got to go in Philly's way versus Kansas City's way. on the
which
field
kicker
goal.
do I like better?
Right.
You
Yeah,
know,
they're both
like,
great.
they're
Elliott
both really
and Butker, both great kickers.
But I really like Philly in this spot just because I think their offense is the most matchup proof,
Mhm.
I guess,
Sure.
especially with Kansas City's defense. I think they just have enough to go to Kansas City and say, hey, like, we can take on your defense no matter how young, no matter how fast you are.
Mhm.
We have A.J. Brown, we have Devontae Smith, we have
Yep.
DeAndre Swift.
Yep.
Yeah.
Swift.
Oh.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Swift and Kelsey.
They got
Yeah,
beat.
they got Swift and Kelsey on that team versus Swift and Kelsey. I mean, this is a battle for the ages. It's a battle for the ages.
Over exaggeration, big pick for the year at one point in the league, or 1 point this year, Taylor Swift is going to be on the roster.
Yeah.
For Kansas City. For good luck.
I'm just waiting until she's on the sideline and they're macking on the bench.
Oh my God, he scores a touchdown. Yeah.
This is
Jesus.
a Disney movie.
This is
With a douchebag quarterbacks just smacking some cheerleader on the side.
yeah, in between plays. All right, so Sage on
Give me
Philly.
Philly.
All right, and Colin, thoughts?
Andy Reid off a bye is tough.
Yes.
I am going to go Philly out of spite because either I win the pick or
Philly loses and you're
or
happy.
if Philly loses, I'm happy.
Mhm.
I also need Philly to win because if they do,
Kansas City and
the
Ravens
Ravens
now
are number one
in
seed.
the AFC.
I do need Kansas City to win badly for the Cowboys' sake in the division. Now,
Yes.
Nate, we talked about potentially being low scoring. This stat was before last week, but both these teams were on a bye, so it doesn't affect their stat at all. Philly is when it comes to a scoring percentage on drives, so how many percent of your drives
Yeah.
result in
And
a
10 points.
score? Philly, 48.8% first in the league.
Yep.
Kansas City, 44% fourth in the league.
Woo!
So
So
both
they
these
score
teams-
when they get the ball.
Both these teams are scoring basically at a 45% clip, which is insane. I think it's going to be up and down. I love this
Think so?
game.
Okay.
Just please, everybody stay healthy. That starts
Yes,
the game.
yes, please. No
Please,
injuries,
please.
no injuries.
Um,
Please.
also, I'll mention that price pick square I sent in our group chat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Travis Kelsey plus Jason Kelsey to combine for over a half rushing or receiving touchdown.
I'm praying.
just
Jason
Kelsey
Kelsey,
touchdown.
Jason Kelsey ain't touching the ball.
I'm hoping they do a tush push fumble. He just lays
And
it.
Unless
he
it's a
lays on
fumble.
it.
Him, the
That's
one
the
that
only
gets
chance
it.
is
Yeah,
a
I
fumble.
know.
Well, so but it just says combined, right?
Right,
So
yeah.
Travis
Yeah.
Kelsey just needs to
Let's
score.
score.
They're
That's
going to put
literally
Cam Jurgens
Yeah.
in at center. Jason Kelsey's going to line up.
Yeah,
fullback.
those-
dive.
Fullback dive, hand off to Kelsey.
That
They
would
might.
be wicked.
See, I can see Sirianni doing some shit like that.
100%.
Saying
You're
my
like,
Kelsey's better at scoring than your Kelsey.
Jason, do you want one?
Yeah.
You
you
want one in
want
front
one?
of your brother?
Oh my god.
I would love a big KC route here, but I'm going to go Philly just to hedge my bets.
Okay, I like that. Addison,
This is such a tough game to pick because obviously Taylor Swift,
be in there.
massive
Big
T
difference.
Swift fan, Swifty, have blown out speakers in my car to our song by
Absolutely.
Outro. Like that is the truth.
Sean, the lip window down.
Yeah, I'm blaring it, but and Andy really said it. 28-4 in his career, including playoffs coming off a bye. 28-4. And 2 of those are Super Bowl L's.
Yeah.
2 of those are Super Bowl L's.
So 28-2, not counting Super Bowls.
It's tough, man. But then you look at Philly, and it's such a complete team, top to bottom. And Kansas City's had games this year with the drops. Can you afford drops against Philly?
Nope.
Can you afford turning the ball over on some dumb shit against
No.
Philly? Don't think so, because Philly's not going to. Colin, you said it. I mean, both teams score at an absurd rate. And then Sage, you said it. Philly's 1st and 8. It's not fair when they're on the field on offense.
Tough game.
I mean, to cut you off, you saw how complete of a game Dallas played
Played,
against
and
Philly, and it
lost.
came
Lost.
down to 2 miscues
Yeah.
by like 6,
Exactly.
7
Six
No,
inches.
it's
You
so
can't
inches.
afford
No.
to have those miscues
Yeah.
against
You
Philadelphia.
needed a ruler. And
Yeah.
without the ruler, you lost.
Yeah, can KC overcome any slight miscues?
Right.
It's
any
just
mistake.
Reed off the bye and Swift. That's literally the one reason.
That's
I
it.
wanna
That's
go.
it. That's
I'm-
huge. It's huge.
But also, I just watched Miami tear them apart for a whole half.
No, that's
True,
true.
You know,
That is
2 weeks
true.
ago.
Yeah. Should have won that game.
Yeah, no.
Should have won that game.
I'm gonna go
Turnover.
fly, Eagles fly.
Oh.
First loss for
Y'all.
Taylor Swift in attendance.
You guys are
And-
going
It's
to
kinda
give
wild
me
you're alone
Kansas
on
City on my own at home
Off
with
a
Reed
bye.
off of a bye and Taylor Swift in the building?
Well,
Come
I'm
on!
hedging my bets.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
right.
I might have to go Casey.
Don't do it. No, own it. Stay fly, Eagles fly.
Shit, man.
Stay fly, Eagles fly.
Yeah, I'm going Philly.
Yes! All right. I love it. That game's going to be awesome. I work that day. I hope I don't have any really sick patients because I'm going to be too busy focusing on what's coming up.
Well, it's a night game. What?
I'm going to fly to my hotel. I'll be
Yeah,
flying to
yeah,
my
yeah.
hotel after the game.
All right,
In a
guys,
new
I'm off
car.
at 7. I'm out at
I am
7.
gone early today. All right, these games are going to be good. It's going to be a great weekend of football. A lot of close spreads.
Yep.
It's going to be a ton of fun. Let's get into our mortal locks of the week. And I've been sitting here looking. I am just not confident in a lot
I'm
of
not
these.
either. I'm not
A
either.
lot of these. Sage, I feel like you're more confident in
I
some
don't
of
know
these.
what makes you say that.
I
but-
feel like you got a good one that you're ready to share
Yeah,
with the
Give me
gang.
one. Give me one. You're never gonna hear me say this ever a fucking
I know
again.
where he's going.
Give me the Pittsburgh Steelers going to Cleveland right here is my mortal lock. Plus 1.5. That's
is-
basically a pick 'em. I'm calling them to win. I have no faith
Stinky.
in DTR. Not shit's happening. Kenny Pickett's gonna throw 3 picks and they're somehow still gonna win.
Kenny 3 picks, baby. He's back. All right. Colin, coming to you.
We're getting stinky with this one.
Uh-oh.
Arizona plus the 5.5.
Woo-wee!
Go in red hot Houston Texans, red hot CJ Stroud. Is he in the MVP conversation? Is he leading the MVP
Right,
conversation?
maybe.
Arizona. Frisky, first half frisky.
First half frisky.
Get the job done, cover the 5.5 this week.
Okay,
Love
I
it.
like it. Addison, coming over here. What you got for me?
Thank you, gentlemen, for leaving this team for me, but I'll take those LA Chargers -3 against the stinky Green Bay Packers and that rough offense. 3 points is not going to be enough for a team that's going to score near 40 points.
Yep, I like that. So we got Chargers for Addison, and since I don't like any of these picks this week, it's the Miami Dolphins -12.5 points. It's going to be ugly. It's going to be a 30-13, 35-17 game. Achan's back, Mostert's back, all healthy. We're not going to be missing much more than one guard starting. Defense is humming. Good luck, Aiden O'Connell, man. Say your prayers because it's going to be tough out there.